So when we set out to start the iDrive series, we wanted to find a way to make an emotional connection between the driver and the car scene and sort of bridging that gap and figuring out what other than just the cars was what it was about the scene that made it all work. And we started off by asking the drivers two simple questions. What got you into cars, and why did you pick the car that you're in today? When I think about my story of what got me into cars, I can't help but think of my dad. My dad spent a lot of time watching movies with me when I was a kid, playing video games like Gran Turismo, taking me to the local racetrack and watching the races, and just having an overall good time. And he always tried to make sure that I was into whatever he was into because, then we could have a way to bond. Eventually, my dad ended up starting to race cars at that very same racetrack, which that was really cool for me as a kid to go from being that kid who played with the Hot Wheels and made up the races, who would win, whatnot, just with the Hot Wheels sitting there on the bleachers, to I now am there sitting on those same bleachers, but I'm rooting for my own dad to win. And that was a really, really cool, special thing that I'm always gonna to hold, near and dear to me. As a kid growing up in the 90s, I became heavily influenced by, Michael Bay action movies in that time period. And when I was about 13, I remember he came running into my room and I'm playing Tony Hawk, and he's like, "Hey, come here and watch this trailer that I just recorded on the VCR. You gotta see it. You're gonna be into it." And he plays this trailer for me, and it's a trailer for the first Fast and the Furious movie, and I was just blown away by that. What Fast and the Furious did for me as a car person was I was into cars, but Fast and the Furious gave me a path of cars, of what cars I was going to be into. And JDM cars were those cars. As I got older, my first sporty sports car, my first car that would have been considered cool by scene standards, was a first-gen Eagle Talon, and that car ended up having sort of a sad story to it, and I never was really able to get into another sports car after that, because when I was 21 or 22, somewhere in there, they had filmed Transformers 3 in Milwaukee, the town that I'm from. When they filmed it, I was working at Advanced Auto Parts at the time. I was like, yo, this is a movie being made in my hometown. I love movies. I'm going to go watch it be made. And when I went there, I was just intoxicated by the entire process. And I was just sort of looking for, what I wanted to do with my life. At 22, I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I hadn't thought that far ahead. After seeing this movie get made, I don't even think I waited for the movie to come out at this point. I went and applied to get into film school. From there, I ended up meeting a whole new group of car people. A lot of my friends that I had been involved with cars, coming out of high school, they either moved away or they're just not around anymore. But as time went on, I found new friends that were into cars, and that was in college, and we were, they were making car videos together. So I got in on doing that, and that sort of led me into the group WCC, and seeing the cars, and there's all types of cars within WCC, anywhere from what they would consider boxes to really really nice high end cars. And in that time, I grew my skill level with shooting videos of cars and got to know some more people, and ended up eventually getting my job here at Fitment Industries. In that time, I dailied a Honda Fit, which I've now slammed on BC coilovers and put some 1552 wheels on it with Michelin Pilot Sport 4s. And in like 2 weeks, I'm going to be running it for its second road rally. I know the cars were in the 40s. I'm not sure exactly how many. I took like 15th. I came in right by Gels in his FRS and Kirk in his GT350. And it was cool because it was like we were all worked together and we were all participating in this road rally, and we all sort of placed right around each other. And that was like just a neat little moment with that car. So after I participated in the road rally with the Fit, and had an absolute blast doing that, by the way, I decided that I really needed to, stop spending so much money on cameras and maybe, get myself back into the car scene a little bit with making a list of cars that I was interested in. The one that stuck out most to me was a Lexus LS400. Having always sort of been interested in those, my interest in the car really peaked like 2 years ago this time, right around the time I got my job at Fitment Industries. It was around the time that LS400s really started to just be like eye-catching, like more eye-catching than normal to me. I don't know if it was just my age or, whatnot, but it just got to a point where I was just like, man, that is a cool looking car. I saved up the money that I needed to get the car in the time that I spent searching for it. In May of this year, me and my girlfriend hopped on a plane and we flew out to Las Vegas to buy the car. I can't really begin to even try and explain the anxiety that comes with buying a car from across the country. You don't know if you're going to get out there and somebody else may have already bought it. Like, you never know what to expect. You might get out there and you might realize that the car is not the car that you wanted at all. It was a scary, scary thing to do. And on top of all that, we were flying out there, during quarantine where masks were a, thing that needed to happen on the plane. And it was, just a really, really interesting time seeing Fremont Street just completely dead. Super weird being down there and no people around. But we ended up going out there. We found our Lexus that we wanted. We bought it and we drove it home. Now we feel like we're sort of right where we want to be when it comes to building a car. We obviously have plans with the cars. I have a little bit of a list of things that I'm doing for it right now, and getting it to where I want to be in terms of just my own personal build. A car can very easily be a canvas for an individual, and an individual to express themselves in a way that they didn't have otherwise. I found a way to express myself with a camera. With that, I also want to be able to focus on expressing myself with a car. So to be able to take this car as a blank canvas that was, the car is 100% not modified the day I bought it, to seeing the slight progress that it's made already, it's an exciting feeling to know that you're making something that's your own. Anybody who is, thinking about getting into whatever it is you're passionate about, just dive in head first. Don't be afraid to have people tell you that, it's not possible, or it's a pipe dream, or you can't do that, or just let them say it. But if you truly believe in it, and if you're truly passionate about it, nothing can stop you from getting where you want to be.